Since I have already told you about the interview level, we are going to skip that. So we are back at Tyler's apartment where he is celebrating his anniversary with his wife, by waltzing to some funky music. This is a solo Tyler level after all. And then they proceed to have sex. While that is happening, Carla is about to solve the murder. To figure out that it was Lucas Kane, you have to link two pairs of evidence together. For this playthrough, I ended up linking a set of fingerprints from the restaurant with a pen that Tyler stole from Lucas's office. And I linked together a list of taxi destinations with Lucas Kane's file. Now you have to arrest Lucas Kane. It's time for the turning point. And it looks like Tyler won't get to have sex. Ain't that some unfortunate timing? So you go to arrest Lucas with Tyler playing as Carla. You enter his apartment and you find that he isn't there and that the entire place is covered up in pentagrams, candles, and some weird symbols. I guess you could say his apartment was Sataned up. Lucas is heading home to his apartment when he sees a premonition of Carla and Tyler searching his apartment. So he realizes that he needs to leave. Except...
Put your hands in the air.
Well, looks like he is trapped and he has nowhere to go. But now it is time for Lucas to become... the Chosen One! So he gets away from the police. And now Carla and Tyler have to explain this to their captain.
I don't give a crap about your two-bit excuses. When the press finds out that Kane slipped through our fingers, they're gonna make me a laughingstock, and the mayor's gonna come looking for my head. Now what is the plan, people? Are you on his trail?
Kane's photo will be in every squad car, train station, and airport. We're going over every inch of his apartment and interrogating his associates. He can't stay hidden forever.
I want every available man on Kane's ass right now. I want him locked up tight in 48 hours or less. You understand me?
After that, we see that Lucas has ended up in a church. Agatha suddenly appears. But wait, didn't she die? Before she can answer that question, she informs you that the reason you were possessed to kill someone was to take part in the sacrificial ceremony. Why was this sacrifice necessary?
It's a way for them to see what's hidden. They are looking for a little girl. They'll do anything to get her.
How does this sacrifice help them find some little girl? Before she can explain that...
They're coming. Save yourself, Lucas. They want your life. Kuwait Nitlan, in the ancient Mayan civilization. You'll find...
Okay, you know what? I usually don't mind QuickTime events in games. They have been implemented really well in the past, but QuickTime events in this game are mostly incredibly long, padded out, and just boring. They suck and they take away from all the good elements in the game, such as the game's puzzle or sanity mechanic. If they were shorter they would be fine, but they aren't. So after that, Lucas is woken up by Marcus. Lucas informs Marcus that the police are after him. Marcus thinks that he should turn himself in, but Lucas refuses, because he still wants to find out what is going on. Marcus doesn't want to betray his brother, so he lets him go. Meanwhile, Carla and Tyler are on their way to investigate a murder that took place in a laundromat. Which, if you remember from earlier, Lucas saw this murder take place in a premonition. Before they arrive, Carla acknowledges that every day the temperature keeps dropping.
The whole city seemed to be numbed by the snow and ice. But nobody was worried about it yet.
Remember that. When they arrive, Tyler goes to investigate while Carla talks with the forensic investigator, who tells her that Lucas didn't commit the murders and that when the bodies were discovered, the laundromat was locked from the inside. Through an investigation level similar to the investigation level at the beginning, you find that the murder was the same sacrificial murder that Lucas had partaken in. Only this time, the killer killed himself after the ordeal by stabbing himself in the eye. Well, there are more efficient ways to kill yourself that aren't the most gruesome ways possible, but whatever. Then Carla and Tyler leave. After that, we are back at Lucas's story, and he has dressed in his best fugitive costume and is looking for a place to hide. He figures that Tiffany will trust him, so he heads towards her apartment. On the way, Lucas notices something about a homeless man.
Another homeless person.
I get the feeling they're everywhere, and they're watching me. I must be getting paranoid.
Lucas is almost there when he sees a premonition that shows the police outside Tiffany's apartment. Lucas must now find a way around. So you get to climb some fences, and then you have to find a way to sneak around a couple of cops. To do this, you have to climb to a side of a building and then balance yourself on the side of it. To do this, you move alongside with the analog stick and occasionally do a QuickTime event that will appear to make sure that you are paying attention. I don't mind this use of the QuickTime event, and this part of the level is pretty good overall. So you finally arrive at Tiffany's place and you have a couple of options to help restore your sanity. Whatever you do, don't check her messages.
Hello, Miss Harper. I'm Detective Carla Valenti from the New York City Police Department. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I'll try calling you back a little later today.
Lucas watches the television and sees an expert on mind rituals and the word Kunektiklan. Whatever. That word that Agatha mentioned earlier. So Lucas decides that he needs to see him. So after rummaging around for a while, Tiffany comes home, surprised to see you. Lucas tells her that he isn't a killer and she seems to believe him. But then...
Lucas, it's the police. What are we gonna do?
So now I have to find a place to hide in the apartment. The game gives you a certain amount of time to hide, so I think I will hide in the shower. You'll have to use QuickTime events to keep Lucas quiet while he is hiding. And again, I like the use of the QuickTime events in this level. It is used in a way to keep you focused and in suspenseful fear. So I'm doing good so far. What just happened? I swear, I did not edit that. So I will hide under the table this time and it ends up working. So Tyler leaves. We arrive at Bellevue Asylum as Carla, as she is looking to question Janos, the man who was the killer on the Kirsten case. She feels that even though she knows that Lucas is the killer, she needs to know what exactly happened with the Kirsten case.
Down the second corridor on the right. We're finished. Oh, another power outage. It's the 6th time today.
Well, what could possibly go wrong? So you get to Janos' cell and begin to question him.
Hello, I'm Detective Carla Valenti of the New York Police Department. I'd like to ask you a few questions, if it's all right with you, of course.
Why have you gone to the trouble of coming to see me, Detective Valenti? I'm mad, you know. What I have to say is meaningless. Isn't that right?
Maybe it'll make sense to me. Please, Anton, tell me everything that you know.
Wait a minute, they said his name was Janos, now it's Anton? Whatever.
I can see through his eyes. Every one of the murders. I'm there.
Well, that's creepy. He also tells you that the killing was a ritual sacrifice and that they are using them to search for a little girl. This is stuff we already know from Lucas's side of the story. But then he tells you...
Oh, the world's not what you think it is. The Orange Clan are secretly running everything. They're watching us, listening to us all of the time. They record what you say. They know what you're doing each second of the day. They're everywhere.
I have to go now, Anton. Thank you for your help.
After that, the power goes out as foreshadowed earlier. Also, all of the cell doors open automatically, which seems strange being that there is no power. You must now make your way out of the asylum in first person, and avoid the mental patients. This level is pretty similar to the level where you look for the Kirsten file. This is also the scariest level in the game!
Oh no, I hear one coming. He's getting so close. Please, Carla, don't move. Hold your breath.
So after you escape, the guy you met earlier seems completely calm.
Thank God you made it out. I don't know what the hell could have happened. Are you sure you're alright?
Great, Barney. I feel great. I love playing hide-and-seek in the dark with a pack of psychopathic killers.
After that, we see Lucas going to see that Mayan ritual expert he saw on television. His plan is to disguise himself as a reporter and interview him.
Where would you like to start?
Can you tell me anything about Kueknitlan?
Of course. Come, I'll introduce you. You see before you the ancient Mayan god Kueknitlan, the serpent with the 2 heads. One head sees in this reality, the second in the other world. By opening both mouths, the Mayan oracles could see through the serpent into the other world. Or the world beyond our own, the kingdom of the gods and the dead. The Mayans believed that human sacrifices allowed them to hear the voices of the deceased and see into the future.
You can probably figure out that the main villain of the story is a Mayan oracle.
How did the ritual sacrifice work?
Oh, the oracle must never soil himself with the blood of another. That is why he chooses a sort of proxy, another person in the crowd, totally at random. This person becomes the executor. The oracle takes complete control of the executor, manipulating him from a distance.
What happened to the executor after the sacrifice?
He went mad and committed suicide after accomplishing his part of the ritual.
A Mayan sacrifice. That's what it was.
So Lucas finally found out what happened on that cold January night on that East End restaurant. But then...
You aren't a journalist, are you? Who are you?
My name is Lucas Kane. The police are looking for me about a murder that I did not commit, but I was the executor.
You're a murderer?
I'm innocent. I stabbed someone I'd never seen before 3 times, cutting his arteries, just like you described.
Do you mean to say that there is a Mayan oracle still living today? But that's completely impossible.
Lucas then shows Kiryakin his forearms and then he believes him. Kiryakin wants to tell Lucas more, but they need to leave because of the security guard. So you are about to leave when... QuickTime event! This one isn't that long, so it's alright. After causing the cars to crash into each other, suckers, we go to see how Kiryakin is doing.
The Codex speaks of the coming of a child, a prophet, the answer to all of life's questions. The oracle kills to find the child.
Well, who could that be? Turns out it's the Oracle.
I've been looking forward to meeting you. Few men are capable of resisting an oracle. What is there so different about you? The chroma. You have the chroma. So that explains it. How did you ever acquire such a power? No matter. What matters is, the time has come for you to die.
Another QuickTime event. Again, it's short, so it's good. After it seems the Panther is about to kill Lucas, Agatha comes in and saves the day. There is still no explanation for her presence, but we are getting there. She tells him that the little girl that the Oracle has been searching for is part of an ancient prophecy, and that the little girl that Lucas has been seeing in his visions is that girl, and that he must find her. Next we see that Lucas is resting in a hotel, and he is dreaming about the Oracle and the Orange Clan. The clan mentions that they are disappointed in the Oracle, and then they mention that there is in fact another clan, and that they are also searching for the child. Who is this other clan? Well, even they don't know yet. Lucas then sees a vision through the Oracle's eyes, and finds that he is in Marcus's church and that he needs to save him. But, uh-oh, it turns out that at the same time, Carla and Tyler are coming to arrest Lucas. So I decide to call Marcus first. He runs to answer the phone because while Marcus doesn't know that he is in danger, I do. Marcus picks up the phone and you quickly explain that he is in danger and that he should lock the door. If you try every other single option and try to explain the situation, he will die. After that, you play as Tyler and Carla as it seems that they have arrived at Lucas's room, only to walk in on 2 people having sex.
Either he's gone through some changes since the photo, or this is not him.
Shit! What the hell happened?
Calm down, girl. I think there's been a slight misunderstanding.
So they find Lucas's actual room, and they can't find him, because he is hiding from them Spider-Man style. After the police leave, Lucas's phone is ringing.
Lucas, you have
realize now that I am not joking. So please, don't delay.
I'm moving towards my death. Everything that I've been through since the second I entered that diner, all of it was leading me to this moment. I was tired of fighting, running and hiding all the time. I was losing anyway. There was only one thing left to do. Try to save Tiffany's life. And after that, I decided not to fight my destiny anymore.
As Tiffany screams for your help, you make your way onto a roller coaster and use it to get to Tiffany.
Go away, Lucas! It's a trap! They're gonna kill you!
If it was a trap, why did you tell me to come and save you? Well, I guess there is no turning back, and I would look like a jerk otherwise. So you do this really nerve-wracking balancing sequence, which I failed a couple times, and then you get to Tiffany. Hey, everything seems alright. You saved your girlfriend, you're probably gonna get laid tonight. Oh wait, I just remembered.
It's a trap!
Enjoy your ride to the other world.
Well, I guess being killed would do that to someone's mental health. So supposedly we are back in Lucas's perspective, as it seems that he is being resurrected or something. So now we are in a flashback. Lucas and his brother Marcus want to sneak into one of the military hangars so that they can get a good look at a mysterious object that was found. So you are launched into another stealth mission, which is much better than the previous one as the path is much more clear and the different ways to be spotted are much more obvious. There is even a fun part at the end where Marcus distracts a guard and you have to climb a pole and shimmy yourself to the other side of the fence. Once you finally get inside the hangar, you finally get to see what this mysterious object is. Or at least Lucas does. You get to find out later. Now we are playing as Carla, as she had just received a phone call telling her to meet someone at Tiffany's grave. That person is the alive and well Lucas Kane.
She was a good person. She didn't have anything to do with all this.
You got a lot of guts, Mr. Kane. Call my office and ask for a meeting when every cop in the country is hot on your trail. I didn't see that coming.
Lucas pretty much explains everything that we have learned up to this point. Stuff like the sacrifice, the Orange Clan, the Mayan Oracle, Lucas's mysterious powers, and so on.
This is just insane. I cannot believe I'm actually sitting here talking about saving the world with a fugitive wanted by every police department in the country.
You're free to choose which side you're on. You can arrest me, or you can trust me and help me save the child. But you must decide quickly. I haven't got much time.
Carla is reluctant at first, but she eventually believes him and agrees to help. A massive cold wave has enveloped the entire world and is slowly getting worse. Everyone is without water and electricity. Tyler seems a little suspicious of Carla.
I get the feeling you're hiding something from me on this Kane thing. Am I right?
I decide to tell Tyler the truth, and he seems cool with it. Then Tyler's wife Sam arrives at the police station. Now what could this be about?
Sam, what are you doing here, babe?
There's a train leaving in 1 hour for Florida. It'll probably be the last one for a long time. I'll be on it, Tyler. With or without you. If you really love me, quit the police and come with me. When this cold stops, we'll get on with our lives. Our new, normal lives. It's time to make a choice, Tyler.
What a good person, giving me an ultimatum in the middle of the fucking apocalypse. Well, in a situation like this, I always go by the sacred advice. Screw that, be a cop.
It took me a long time to figure out who I was and where I belong, Sam. But now I know. I know there are people who need help and who are counting on me. My place is here with them.
Ooh, right in the feelings. Well, I guess I did the right thing even though Tyler is practically insane and depressed. Though this is the last time we see Tyler, no matter what decision you choose. Farewell, Tyler. Lucas has another dream and finds the location of the Indigo child. So Lucas and Carla go to the orphanage to find the child. Lucas rummages around the orphanage with a time limit until he finds the Indigo child, whose name is Jade. Once you get her, the Oracle arrives and he demands the girl. You say, no, and you make your way to the roof of the building, and it turns out the Oracle is waiting there. Now, this is the part of the game. This is the point. The very moment that all shit goes insane.
Understand? I'll be back soon to get you. I hope.
You know, I noticed in a couple of the earlier action scenes how similar this game is to The Matrix, but now this has evolved into frickin' Dragon Ball Z. I mean, look at this shit! They're slamming each other into things, doing weird looking kung fu in midair. Okay, I guess this is also Avatar. I would probably complain about this QuickTime event, but I'm in too much shock to do so. Just as it seems Lucas is about to lose, a water tower falls on the Oracle. Lucas does some more stunts to escape from the Orange Clan and into an old building. In this building, Agatha appears again, and Lucas confronts her about her using him from the start. Agatha explains to Lucas about his death.
You didn't survive the fall. We found your body and we resuscitated you. The truth is that you are dead, Lucas.
She then demands the Indigo child from him. Lucas refuses. And this happens.
You're committing a fatal error, Lucas. I'm going to have to eliminate you.
What the fuck just happened? I just witnessed a transformation from The Matrix to Dragon Ball Z, and now you are throwing this robot thing at me? Was this necessary? I mean, Agatha was a psychic last time I saw her. In any other story, they would have the ability to communicate psychically even when they are dead. That would make much more sense than fucking robot. So through an effort of rapid button presses, Lucas escapes the T-1000 and follows Carla and a homeless man to safety. We walk through a tunnel for a while and meet up with another clan called the Invisibles. A clan entirely composed of homeless people who spy on the other clans and protect the Indigo child. We also find that Marcus is here, and he and Lucas have a hug and Marcus informs him that he no longer thinks that Lucas is crazy. That's nice. So now I want some answers. Why is there a robot?
We've only recently become aware of the Purple Clan. We know almost nothing about them. We suspect that some AIs acquired a sort of consciousness using the net during the 80s. They want the Indigo child in order to become the dominant life form on the planet. First the dinosaurs, then man, now artificial intelligence.
So there's Skynet. I knew it. So he also explains that the Orange Clan are pretty much the Illuminati, and the reason that Lucas is a Super Saiyan is because of that chroma stuff mentioned earlier. What is the chroma?
It's a natural energy force, like gravity or magnetism, but it is infinitely more powerful.
Also, the Indigo Prophecy of Indigo Prophecy is that this child will be born and will have all the answers to the universe, and whoever hears her answer will have great power. But for the child to tell her secret, she needs to be exposed to a chroma source at Lucas's old home at Wichita Military Base. So they have some time to rest before the final level. So you take control of Carla, and you get this optional side quest to put together a radio so you can see what's going on with the world. All of the immersion and tone in this game are used full force in this one moment, as Carla frequently changes the station on the radio, and all she hears are the voices of disaster and despair. A true work of art.
Wood wherever they can find it in an effort to keep warm. In a few days, the planet will revert to the Stone Age. Only a few cities can still count on it.
So after that, you go to see Lucas as he can't get to sleep due to the fact that the world is going to end. Wait, these people are a couple?
Frozen. Your lips are like ice. I love you, Lucas.
When did this happen? When did they start a relationship? Where's the chemistry? I would be more convinced if the only reason they were having sex is because it was the end of the world. But you heard what Carla said.
I love you, Lucas.
God damn it. So while Lucas is asleep, he has one more flashback. He stumbles upon his parents talking about the mysterious artifact they found, which we know to be the Chromosaurus. Lucas's mother says that she was exposed to it when she was pregnant with Lucas, and this is how Lucas developed his superpowers. Lucas and Carla arrive at the military base with Jade. He heads inside the base for the final confrontation with the Oracle. You have a standoff with the Oracle where you have to mash buttons to charge an Amehameha. Occasionally you will have to dodge the Oracle's attacks by entering a QuickTime event. After you charge it up and unleash it on the Oracle, he falls into the Chromosaurus and dies. Then you have to finish off the Orange Clan with some telekinesis. Then the Purple Clan representative robot shows up and tries to kill you in the exact same way from before. You hit the robot with a Kamehameha and it dies. You grab Jade, head over to the Chromosaurus, and she tells you the secret of the universe.
42.
Then Carla comes in to embrace Lucas. The game ends in probably the best looking environment in the game, as Lucas states that everything has gone back to normal, and even though he now has the power of the gods, he decides to just live a normal life with his new wife Carla. And that's where it ends. Overall, the game is a pretty good game. The story was pretty well put together for the most part, and the voice acting was done pretty well. The game puts you into some really interesting situations, and it has some really well put together levels as well. Despite some of the QuickTime events and the craziness the story dives into at the end, I felt some real satisfaction after reaching the end credits. I would definitely recommend this one if you've ever happened to stumble across it.
My heart won't give. Oh, it hurts to live.